how are you doing today? My name is Louis Lee, and I'd like to introduce the Eubanks Conservatory of Music and Arts Guitar Program. Hello. Now we're going to talk about the theory. Okay, so we're going to look at page 11. So turn your books to page 11. Now, on page 11, we're dealing with time signatures. Time signatures are very important for a lot of reasons, and some of my students ask me, why do we have so many? Well, at this point, it's good to explain that because this is the beginning and you want to know that. It's better to know now than to find out later and you develop habits and then you didn't know that. So what am I referring to? Time signatures. But first, what I want to do is point out, if you look at table 10 for time signatures, it has common time, which is 4/4. Common time is what I would say, and I'm just guessing, 70% of our music is written in because it's commercial. And it's what people can really relate to. Common time is 1, 2, 3, 4, as we notice with the metronome. So that's common time. And that's what we're going to talk about. There's more time signatures, a lot. There's 3/4, which is considered to be regular. 3/4 is more of a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So then you have 3/4 and 4/4. That's called regular. Then you have other time signatures. You have 12/8. 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so what is the significance in the 12/8? It sounds like a slow 4. Okay, it's the feeling. And that's the way it's written. It's written in 12, so you would count 12. But a lot of spiritual music is written in 12/8. Church music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has a certain feel to it. Okay? And that's one significance. Now let's look at 3/4 and 6/8. What is the difference? Well, the difference is the feeling. One is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's longer. And the reason is, when you're playing something fast, you don't want a whole lot of notes to read. So that's when you would put it in 3/4, because it's fast. But if it's slow, and you're going to have a lot of notes, and you put in the 6/8 because you have time to read those notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, that may not seem important now, but trust me, as with Mike, he's beginning to write music, and a few other students, because I will not name their names, and now they know the significance in those time signatures. And it could go a little further. It could go 5/4. What's 5/4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, and that can be divided in 2, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Or it could be 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Different ways is the feeling of the music. There's a song out that everybody knows. I can't think of the name. Anyway, I should know the name. I play it all the time. I know a lot of songs, but I forget the name. But a lot of songs. So we have time signatures. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on just the common time, 4/4. Now, moving on to the next table, down under it, we have, what does 4/4 mean? Now remember, you do not have to learn a whole soliloquy. No, just learn, the top tells you, and it's here, how many counts per measure. That's simple. So the top tells you how many counts per measure. Now my son, when he was in college, he was studying, his teacher told him it meant beats. He knew the difference. He called me up. I said, okay, agree with the teacher so you can pass. And I'll talk with the teacher. But it does not mean 12 beats. Because you can have a bunch of 16th notes in there, and those are beats, da 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 da. You could have 36 beats in one measure. So it doesn't mean that. It means how many counts per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what the top tells you. So if somebody tells you differently, it doesn't. So the top tells you how many counts per measure. The bottom tells you every quarter or a transition word, what note receives one count. A transition word, or is a transition. Either you can go up or down. You cannot go both ways. You can go left or right. You can have hot or cold. So how does it relate to this? It says, the bottom tells you every quarter, or what note receives one count. So that means the quarter is not the one right now. If there's the eighth note, that would be the eighth note that receives the one count. A lot of people get confused with that. Like I said, when I wrote the book, I try to be very concise and put less information. Because sometimes I know I bought something for Christmas and I forget what it was, but the instructions were so long. I said, oh my God, why didn't you just say push this, turn this, and that's it? You read so much stuff, you get lost, you have to read it over again. So to me, it's like, make it simple, make everything simple. So the book is simple, really too simple. The top tells you how many counts per measure, the bottom tells you every quarter or what note receives one beat. Simple, not a whole paragraph, a whole chapter you have to learn on 4/4. No, just remember that and you're okay. Now, also something else you want to focus on, that big word again. Now, that nomenclature. You want to know the note nomenclature. And this is telling you, and I put it in colors, just be creative. Okay, and it tells you what the name of the notes are. Now, that's important. And this is a true story. I did a gig for a great drummer, a legend. I'm not going to mention his name. And the keyboard player had come in from from San Diego. That was great. And I had written out the music. And he was asking me a question. He said, he didn't refer to the note or the staff. He called the note, this right here, he called it a pole. And everybody laughed. No, that's a stem. You know, I didn't laugh because he's a legend and I want him to call me for gigs. But the other guys who are legends, they laughed. And but I thought to myself, maybe he's not classically trained or maybe he just didn't know. Okay, it's indicative of your training. You want to know what that note is called. You want to know that's called a head and that's a flag. You know, people have called that different things, and this is standard, classical. This is the standard. Okay, just like a letter. If you pronounce a letter, it's the standard. The A is an A. That's it. It cannot be debated. The letter A is a letter A. You can't call it anything else. That's how this is. This is the head of the note. This is the stem, and that's the flag. It's non-negotiable. You cannot change that. So please keep that in perspective. What you want to do is study this. This is important. Here again, it's not a whole lot of information. Remember, just 10 minutes. Go over the nomenclature. You know what the note, just to hit the flag. It's not that difficult. But I see students further on, and they say, well, what is that? And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? And they can't really address it properly. They're not using the right language. Think of yourself as a doctor. You're in an operating room, and you ask for something, and they give you the wrong instrument. You'll think, whoa, what are you doing here? Well, it's the same with the music. You want to know this. It's pretty simple. So again, study this. This is very, very, very important. Okay? And this is on page 11. And then next week, on the next lesson, we'll go to 12. And then we'll be into reading. And that concludes the theory for this lesson 4. Thank you so much.